All right. Where you want it? Okay. Real quick. All righty. Hello. We grab a band real quick, and we'll get started. Okay. Well, all right, y'all. Today we're going to do some intervals, and we've got 4 rounds. We're going to go through each round 2 times, 45 seconds for each exercise. We've got some mostly compound exercises, so doing upper body, lower body, core, all at the same time. So hopefully you'll enjoy. I've got a resistance band. It's for 1 move only, and it's not vital. And then I've got some hand weights, also not vital, but you could use, something weighted in your home, like canned goods or, I don't know, jugs of water, whatever you've gotten creative with. Then I just have a step because I like having it for elevation for planks, push-ups, mountain climber things. But my name is Katie. We're going to have a fun workout today, and I'm excited to do it with you. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to warm up first. 4-minute warm up here, and then we'll jump into the workout. Sound good? All right. So I'm just going to start my timer. All right. So we're just going to start by marching in place, getting those arms going. Once you got your rhythm, I'm going to add some arm circles forward. So starting with a little bit less range of motion, and then just slowly, as it feels good, increasing that range of motion. Good. Take it back. A few more of these. We're going to take it into some high knees. 2 and 1. Good. We're going to just take it into some high knees. Bring in those low impact high knees, I should say. We're just warming up here, pulling that knee into the chest, pulling those arms down. Just to start warming up our upper body and our lower body. But I hope you all have had a great Thursday. I feel like the week flew by. All right. And next up, what did I say we were going to do? Oh, we're going to do side reaches. So side to side here, stretching through. We are going to do some wood choppers today. So we want to warm up those obliques just a little bit. Make sure you're breathing. We're going to move into some hip openers in just a second. 2 and 1. Good. So hip openers. I'm going to stay on one leg. And then I will switch sides. Good. I'm going to take it in the opposite direction on this side. I'm stepping over something. Good. Other side. Taking it out. Good. And reverse that direction. Stepping over that big log, rock or whatever, hurdle. And good. All right, let's just take it side to side here. Back up a little bit. So side to side, warming up those inner thighs just a little bit. So we will do those. We've got some squats, some inchworms, some leg swings. Good. 2 and 1. Some nice easy squats here. Don't need to do full range of motion quite yet. We'll do some squats later on. Good. Then we'll move into the leg swings, and then we'll do the inchworms. Good. A few more here. 2 and 1. Good. If you need to hold on to something, feel free. We're just going to swing those legs back and forth. Do one side and then the other. And we'll do inchworms and end with those. And then jump in to round one. All right. Oh, I forgot to switch sides. Sorry. Switch sides. Sorry. Ooh, it feels hot in here. My goodness. 2 and 1. All right, go into those inchworms. Let's take it out. And then back. So you do that. I'm gonna turn on this fan here, get some circulation. That'll be good. All right, do 2 more. I don't know if this works, but it does. We're gonna turn that on. Hopefully that's not loud. Turn it down to 1. Okay. So after you finish that, I'm gonna demo your first 2 exercises. So just march in place. Feel free to repeat any of those exercises we just did. So first exercise, hopefully you can see me from back here. I'm gonna do an elevated push-up, but you can just do this on the ground, on a step, on a chair, whatever works, coffee table. So push up, and then a few knee drives or mountain climbers, and push up, okay? You can also take it to the ground and take it to the knees. And then we're going to use that resistance band if you have it. And I'm just going to hold up to work the biceps a little bit. And I'm just going to side step with the band. Okay, so working on those outer thighs. So those are our first 2 exercises. 45 seconds for each. We'll repeat each one. But we've got 5 seconds. 2 and 1. Here we go. So push up into those mountain climbers. Try to keep a nice alignment with that neck. Now, my chest and shoulder core strength is not quite where I want it to be, which is okay. Working on it. So I'm not quite getting full range of motion here. But I like doing the full movement on my toes. Because that feels productive. Good, 6 more seconds. Get 1 more in. 2 and 1, good. Whew. All right, grab that resistance band. We've got 15 seconds of rest in between each exercise. So we're gonna do those side steps. So you can grab this, starting in 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Now, it does kind of matter where you start your feet. How hard it will be, and the resistance of your resistance band. Make sure that you're keeping those hips back, so you're not putting too much pressure up on those knees and going too far forward over the knees. Woo! Okay, I'm going to do 2 to this side, 2, 3, 7 seconds. Woo! And rest, good. Oh, that does its work, right? All right, I'll come on this side. Oh, no. All right, we're starting back with those push-ups and mountain climbers. In 2 and 1, here we go. Push-ups. Now, another option for you all, just to demo it, to take it down to the toes or knees. Trying to keep our eye gaze, just right outside our hand, so we're not looking back, but we're not looking up either, and hyperextending that. Okay. So that's an option 2, or even taking it to a higher surface. We got 10 more seconds here. Check in with that spine alignment. Make sure that you're feeling good here. Good. 2 and 1. Good. Rest. All right, let's get that band again. Now, if you don't have the band, that's totally fine. You could hold weights. If you have those. You're just trying to keep ourselves low while we're doing the side step. So if you don't have the band, you got weights or no weights, just keeping it nice and low, okay? All right, so those are a few options for us there. The band basically just adds a strength component to those outer thighs and outer hips. And the bicep. Oh, isometric pull. Woo! Oh, I just broke that. Keep going. 2 and 1. Don't know my own strength. I feel like the weirdest stuff happens to me when I'm teaching this stuff. First the centipede, then everything. I can see like somebody slowing it down. All right, round 2. I'm gonna pick up my weights for this. So first exercise, just a normal squat, holding the weights. So I'm gonna squat, row, squat, stand up, squat, okay? If you want a few more rows, you could do a double and then stand up. All right, so options there. Then you've got a lunge and a curl. Now, an option here is to lunge and curl at the top. Lunge, curl at the top. If you need it to be a little bit easier than that, you could do a static lunge and a curl. And just stay on one side and then do the other side the second time through. Okay? So we're gonna start with that squat. And, oh, I'm sorry, I said row, but I meant fly. You can do either. And rest. So you're gonna do the fly, and stand up that. Originally I had row, and then I changed it to fly. But same concept. So whatever is your comfort there, you do a couple of rows. There's lots of options with these exercises. Fly, maybe 2 flies, maybe you alternate it. You know, the world is your oyster. You do what feels good for you. I know some people sometimes struggle with the fly. So if the row feels more effective for you, then do that. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. So to that lunge and curl. So again, I'll do a little side angle for you. Deep breaths. 2 and 1. So remember, options are to curl while you lunge. Okay? Maybe you prefer to lunge, curl at the top. Okay? Another option is to lunge and curl. So stationary lunge and curl. So you do whatever feels good for you. Good. A few more seconds here. 10. Finish strong. 4, 3, 2, and rest. Good. Rest so I don't trip on them. All right, so squat and fly, or squat and row. I'm going to do some flies this time. 3, 2, and 1. All right, here we go. Squat. Now, if lower body is more of your focus today, maybe you do a squat, squat, fly. You can kind of play with what you're doing, right? So as we hold this, that's going to work into the glutes too. So just do whatever feels comfortable. I like giving people options. If I'm giving you too many choices, I apologize. Just do the squat in a row and stand up. Keep it simple. Everybody likes different exercises, so. And 1, good. Back to that lunge and curl. Now, if you didn't have weights at home, but you had a resistance band, you could also use a resistance band for this. 2, and 1. Here we go. In that case, you probably just do the stationary lunge and do one side at a time. So a few different options there. So you just keep it here, or just keep it on one side. You could even not do stationary, but good. 14 seconds left. Keep pushing. You've got this. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Woo! All right. Grab a drink. Minute rest here. Yeah, we're already through round 2. That's quick. All right, round 3. We got wood choppers and burpees. Okay, I'll show you options for the burpees. We're going to do one side for the wood choppers. First time through, second time through, the other side. So, what the movement looks like. Should I back up enough? We're going to take it up and then down. So, rotating through both of our legs here. Okay? And then we'll do the other side. And then we have burpees. So a few options for that one. So we'll jump, come down to a plank, back up. Option is to walk up those feet. Maybe you jump, maybe you just come up on the toes. You can also drop all the way down to your chest and lift back up. All right. So wood choppers first. And here we go. So rotating up and coming down. But figure out what feels good for your range of motion. Maybe you're just coming low with your legs facing forward. Maybe you want a little bit more of a twist. Just make sure it feels good for your body. I always kind of like mess with this one a little bit because you can find like different ways that people do it. So it always kind of takes me a minute to figure out what feels good for me. So maybe I should figure that out beforehand. 2 and 1. Good. That weight down. Got burpees next. Take deep breaths. Now another option is if you have an elevated surface. 2 and 1 is to come out behind it. Okay? So a good option if you have a step or a chair, coffee table. It's hard for you to get all the way down to the ground. Go to the elevated surface. Some people like to even do down, a little bench hop, and down. So lots of different options for the burpees. Walk those feet up and up, okay? All right, 20 more seconds here. Just make sure when you come down in that plank that you're holding a nice strong plank, not letting those hips dip. It's especially true when we come down, pop it out. I see a lot of times people will dip down too far, and that can be painful for the back. All right, rest. All right, wood choppers, other side. Deep breaths. All right, I'm going up this way. Exercise 1. Rotate. And down. Rotate. Down. Good. Just trying to keep my chest lifted and back flat. Okay? Now, some people like to even just hold it here. So, there's so many ways you can kind of do wood choppers. So, if you don't like my way, feel free to find your own. It still works your body the way you want. And rest. Okay. Whew. All right, last 45 seconds of burpees. You've got this. If you need to take the break in the middle, just do what you can. That's all you can do, right? 2 take it to my bench. And here we go. That's the other thing. Maybe you start out with the higher impact option, the harder option, and as you're going, you're like, okay, maybe I need to just slow it down for a second so I can work through the whole 45 seconds. So I always encourage people to move the entire time. So if you just need to like take it down a notch, keep going 10 more seconds. Take it down a notch for a little bit, regain your strength, have a little active rest. By still doing that movement, taking the modification, and you're right back into it. 2 and 1, good. All right, burpees are done. Woo! All right, quick drink. All right, I'm gonna grab both my weights for this one. Show you front view and side view. So, we've got a deadlift into an upright row, okay? Not bringing my elbows all the way up, ouch. Just elbows, same height, about the same height as my shoulders, okay? Okay, now side view for this, just to show the technique. I'm gonna push those hips back, slight bend in the knees, but we're not squatting. Slight bend in the knees, flat back, chest lift. To whatever is good for your range of motion, okay? So do a little shoulder roll, pull those back. All right, then I'm gonna drop my weights and do some penguins, okay? So nice and low in those legs, flapping those arms behind me, trying to clap my hands back behind my back. It's gonna work our triceps. Now I'm gonna do standing on one leg and move my foot. You don't have to do that. You just stay nice and low. That'll engage the legs as well. All right, let me start this over. So deadlift, upright row. I'm gonna start this over because I went over talking a little bit. All right, so 3, 2, 1, deadlift, upright row. Here we go, 45 seconds. Grab my weights. So push those hips back, bring it up into that upright row. Working on shoulders a little bit. Not really pushing back. Squeeze through those glutes at the top. Making sure that we're not locking that knee joint. Looking good. About 10 more seconds left. Work till the end. Here we go. Now really pull those core muscles in. Belly button to spine. 2 and 1. Good. All right. We've got our penguins. Work through those triceps. It's a good one, I promise. All right, nice and low in those legs. 2 and 1. Here we go. Now, you might want to just get your rhythm down if you want to try the leg. And then you're just going to tap the toe forward and back, okay? And that's just to wear out the standing leg a little bit, okay? Just add a little difficulty. But you can also just stay nice and low on those legs. That will engage those muscles as well, making it that compound exercise, okay? But you should be feeling this through the back of that arm. So if you are not, really make sure that you have good tension on those arms as you're trying to clap your hands behind your back, okay? Should be good tension there. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! That really burns out those arms, I'll tell you. All right, grab your weights again, if you have them. We're gonna go back to that deadlift into upright row. 2 and 1, here we go.
Exercise 1.
Really pushing those hips back. So the movement is really just pushing those hips back rather than squatting down. Trying to keep that neck in neutral alignment. Good. Halfway. Over halfway. You've got this. Check in with that core. Pull that belly button into the spine. Don't let it release. That's part of this exercise. 4, 3, 1 more. 2, and 1. Good. You can always do those two with a barbell. All right, but back to those penguins. Get nice and low on those legs. And here we go. So remember, you can start by flapping. Once you get that rhythm down, you can add the foot. I got this move from a workout called Pilates, which was like standing Pilates and boxing. I loved it. I took it at University of Kentucky when I was in grad school there. Even trained to become an instructor for it. And it was super fun. And it was choreographed, and so I had to like memorize the workouts, which was not my forte. It certainly wouldn't be my forte now after having 2 kids and them taking up all my brain space. All right, almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Shake that out. Grab a drink. We'll cool down with some stretching. Ooh, Nelly. All right. Good job, y'all. Good workout. Maybe we'll stretch. So I think next time I do this, maybe I'll do 5 rounds. Move through it a little quicker than I thought I would. All right, so I'm just going to start with a standing quad stretch. You can hold on to the chair. Some people find it helpful to just hold an arm out or touch a wall, whatever you need to do, or just fixate on one spot. Just make sure that you're keeping the bent knee close to the standing knee and not flailing it out like that. That can cause injury. It just doesn't really accomplish what we want the stretch to accomplish. So if you need a deeper stretch, really squeeze into that glute. And then you'll feel a little deeper stretch. All right, other side. One side might feel tighter than the other. It's pretty normal, but might just indicate you need to stretch a little bit more on that side, maybe even do a little bit more strengthening on that side, or strengthening it on the other side. It just kind of depends. Anyway, stretching that side is always a good get. Great, and release that. All right, stretch through that hamstring. We'll do a front of the hip stretch. Stretch out those hip flexors. And stretch out the side hips since we worked into those a little bit today. Good, really bend into that. If you want, you can try to grab that toe. For me, that's a no-go today. That other side. I'm gonna have to watch that back when the resistance band broke and almost snapped in my face. It was intense. I don't recommend it. Good, 2 and 1. Good. All right. I'm gonna grab my mat real quick. So you can do the front of the hip stretch, and then we'll stretch our upper body as well. All right, so I'm just gonna take one knee down, bring one forward. Now, similar to the quad stretch, you can squeeze through the glute, and that will give you a nice stretch to the front of the leg. For a little bit deeper, you can ease into it. Just make sure that you slowly do that so you don't pull anything. Stress out those ligaments. But I'm just going to, and then if you also want a deeper stretch that pulls it up through the side body, you can add a little arm tilt toward the front leg. Really good stretch if you sit a lot throughout the day or even stand a lot. Just makes our hips tight, but especially with the sitting. Good. A lot of times when our hips are tight, whether in the front, back, or both, that can really make, that causes a lot of low back pain. And I mention that because whenever I do in like any of my live classes that I used to teach, people would always be surprised by that. So it's just like a little fact I like to share. If you knew it already, then good for you. A few more seconds here. We'll stretch through those side hips. Show you a couple options. I'll show you the seated option first. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. I've got a little stool here, so I'll show you the seated option first. You can also do this on your back, whether you're in bed or on the floor on a mat. This is a good one to show because then if you're sitting in a chair at home or at a desk or whatever, you can do it right from a chair. So just crossing the leg over to what your flexibility allows. And then you're just going to lean slightly forward and you should feel that stretch right through there. Some people like to get a deeper stretch by just very slightly pushing down on this knee. I am barely pushing and I already feel that stretch deepening. So it's little teeny tiny adjustments a lot of times when we're stretching that deepen the stretch, make it a little bit more beneficial for us, or a deeper stretch. So it doesn't have to be like this big adjustment. It's usually just a little tiny one. Good. All right, other side. So again, just leaning into that just a little bit. If you need a little extra, you can just very slightly. I'm probably moving my knee down like a centimeter. So just again, the more you kind of lean into it too, the deeper it becomes as well. So just kind of play with what feels good for you. So it's kind of different for everybody. Which I always really like to emphasize when it comes to our bodies, especially with exercise or eating, like everything is so individual. So it's good to hear from experts and people that like what to do. Then it's also up to us to kind of listen to our own bodies and figure out like what feels good, what's working, what's not working, because we're kind of the experts in our own body, especially if we can kind of tune into that. All right, good. All right, let's stretch your upper body. So I'm just kind of yammering on here. All right, so round out that back. Kind of tuck those hips under. Feel a nice separation between those shoulder blades, my friends. Good. Shoulder rolls. And then take those arms back behind, open up that chest. Look up toward the ceiling. Feel a good stretch between in that chest and those in front of those shoulders. Good. All right, let's stretch out our biceps just a little bit. Let's just take those arms out to the side, thumbs down. Just take them back just slightly. My arms are pretty much in line with the rest of my body. And then flip those hands up, take it back just a little bit more. Here comes the noisy thing again. Good. Shake that out. Shoulder rolls. I'm just going to do a little side stretch here. So just take it over to the side. I know we kind of did this already in that kneeling one, but this just targets it just a little bit extra. Good. Other side. We'll get our triceps too, because we worked those with the penguins. Good. All right. For the triceps, just pulling that over the head. Stretch that arm. Oh, that feels good. Maybe give yourself a little pat on the back for a job well done. Kind of waiting for this to turn off so that I can do my end spiel. Probably switch. So I was daydreaming, focusing on one, just trying to make my mind make things turn off. There we go, it worked. All right, well, again, my name is Katie. I'm super grateful that you joined me today, or if you're watching this later, that's excellent as well. This was an intervals class. Next Thursday, somebody is subbing for me, I forget who, because I have an event down at Xavier for the students, but but I will be back on Tuesday morning to do lower body at 7 a.m. So maybe I will see you there. But if you liked the workout, make sure that you like this video. Feel free to throw something in the comments about what you liked about it. Or you can also email us at virtualfitness@tryhealth.com. Tell us what you liked, tell us what you think we could improve upon, or what else you would like to see from our classes. We always welcome feedback because we're here to serve you all. We want to make sure that what we're putting out is what you actually want to do. But again, I'm grateful that you joined me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, a wonderful Friday, a wonderful weekend, or if you're watching this at another time, fill in whatever you want me to fill in. And also subscribe. But yeah, I hope you have a great day. Bye.